Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Have You Heard? My name's Richard, and today we're listening to Genesis, but we're going back to the early days, and we're listening to Nursery Chryme. There we go. Here's the CD version, the 2008 remaster, and we're listening to Fountain of Salmacis. Now, it's our first visit to Nursery Chryme. I'm quite surprised to realise that. But of course, there's such a wide body of work from Genesis to listen to that it's always going to take a while to get to some amazing pieces. And there is no doubt that this is an amazing early period Genesis classic. From their third album, the first album to have Phil Collins and Steve Hackett on board. So the classic lineup, Peter Gabriel era, the first album, and it's such a wonderful song, and I think we'll listen to it first of all. It's about 7 minutes long. Interestingly, I read up that its initial incarnation was about 15 minutes. So they did a lot of editing and came up with this final version for the Nursery Chryme album. But let's take a listen to it first, and then we can talk about it afterwards. There's lots to talk about. Put on the old headphones. I'm looking forward to this. I love this song. I love this era of Genesis. And here we go, The Fountain of Salmacis from 1971.
Sight of a door in desire for conquest, he found himself within a glade he'd not beheld before. Where are you, my father? And as his strength began to fail, he saw a shimmering lake, a shadow in the dark green depths disturbed the strange tranquility. The waters are disturbed. Some creature has been stirred.
This has to be heard on headphones.
As he rushed to quench his thirst, a fountain spring appeared before him. voice called again. He turned and saw her in a cloak of mist alone. And as he gazed, her eyes were filled with the darkness of the lake. We shall be one. We shall rejoin as one.
Oh, Steve.
Away from me, cold-blooded woman, your thirst is not mine. Nothing will cause us to part. Hear me, oh gods. A nursery Chryme descended from the sky. And then their flesh and bones were strangely merged, forever to be joined as one.
Well, that's the first time I've listened to that on headphones for quite a while, and what an experience! I heard stuff I had forgotten. Uh, Towards the end there's a piece of piano in the background that's incorporated underneath the mellotrons and Steve's guitar um, that I'm sure I'd never heard before. It was absolutely beautiful. And this is the 2008 remaster. I play lots of my stuff in the car or just on the old stereo there. Um, and I should listen more often on headphones to Genesis, particularly the early stuff. That was astounding. It's an amazing album, Nursery Chryme, in many ways. And of course, these are my personal thoughts, folks. Please feel free to disagree with me in the comments below. And by the way, like and subscribe if you're a Genesis fan and you haven't heard of our channel before. There are quite a few Genesis songs on there, and I've made a playlist, so have a listen. And you know, I've had this album since 1972. It's well known now that I heard Foxtrot and immediately bought Nursery Chryme and Trespass afterwards. And this is it's an album where of course they're still finding their feet, even more so than Trespass, and of course again because they've got two new members. And Anthony Phillips was really the guiding force behind the band um, in those early days. And when he decided to walk away, it was a major trauma for Peter and Tony and Mike. Um, they didn't really know what to do, and of course had to find players to take over. The drummer, was it John Mayhew? The drummer had also left. Um, but what a find! Steve Hackett and Phil Collins. Oh my gosh. Hit the pay dirt there, guys. They were early days and they were finding their feet. There's some stuff on Trespass that's absolutely lovely, but it really does feel like they're youngsters just coming to terms with everything. And this was only a few months later. But certainly Phil brought a whole lot more power to the band from behind the drums and some backing vocals, and you can hear in on the headphones there. And of course, Steve Hackett was a completely different type of player to Ant Phillips, and of course famously brought his tapping along with him. Um, yeah, take that, Eddie Van Halen. um, what was I going to say? I'm rambling on now. It was early days, and some of the songs on this album are their attempts to write shorter melodic songs, and they're very pleasant, but they haven't got the power and the drive of the major big hitters here, which of course are the musical box, the Giant Hogweed. Oh, we love the Giant Hogweed, and of course Fountain of Salmacis. Um, and if I ever needed to know about Greek mythology, I would just play this song. Hermaphroditus and the son of Hermes and Aphrodite, and that naughty water nymph, Salmacis. Bad things going on in the forests there. Uh, I read some articles about them at this time, and around this time, I read that Tony Banks bought his mellotron from King Crimson. And he rather naively says, he's quoted as saying, even King Crimson's roadies looked big time to us, which kind of tells you the status of Genesis at that particular time. Now he played mellotron on Trespass, so I'm guessing that maybe they were borrowing that, or it was a studio piece of equipment. I don't know, but anyway, They say that he bought his mellotron here. And yet their status was way down at this particular time. The album made number 39 in the British charts. Of course, it didn't trouble the US charts at all. It was very early days. Please excuse me. But from here, it was only one way, and that was up. And Foxtrot came next, which I thought raised the level up another notch. But of course, Musical Box, Return of the Giant Hogweed, and this particular song stayed in their set for quite a long time. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. So now's the time when I say to everyone, please, feedback, put some comments down below and let me know what you think of this particular album. What do you think of this particular song? Whoever wants to like and subscribe, they are more than welcome. We want to push the channel out to more and more people, and that will really help us to do that. Is there anything else I need to say? I don't think so. It's up to you guys now, or as the Moody Blues would say, it's up to you. Please put some comments in below. I'm really interested to see what you think, because this is the first time we've ventured into Nursery Chryme, so I'd like to hear what you have to say. But that was great fun. Listen on headphones. I'm looking forward to the next song we do from Nursery Chryme. I'm sure it won't be too long before we do that. But in the meantime, have a lovely day, and thank you very much for taking some time out of that day to watch our little channel here. And I look forward to seeing you on our next video, which will be out tomorrow. So until then, cheers everybody.